What's up, guys? Still just getting everything set up here. Still got about 5 minutes before Tokyo market opens. All right. All right, hopefully this we will make sure this evening we don't end up with another one of them black swan events, kind of like what we ran into last night. So let's see here. I thought I was going to try to look for a gold trade tonight, but man. We'll still take a look over there at the gold. I'm just not sure if this is considered a swing. I know we already ran this swing, so we've already missed multiple opportunities this evening. So, but this one happened so fast at 5, so we probably would have missed that one. So we were just kind of waiting to see if we get some more swings. But I feel like this is possibly one because you got a higher low, a low, and a higher low. Because this swing took out this swing here. So this would have been a nice winner here. But tonight looks really, really slow in the go market. I guess what we'll do is just kind of wait and see what happens after the 8 o'clock hour. Maybe it'll pick up a little bit. I think gold picks up a little bit as the Tokyo market opens. So, excuse me. Kind of looks like we're retracing that whole move from today. We can pull fib on this and just kind of get an idea about where we could pull back to if it's just going to pull back into this leg. So we're really kind of at the bottom here. You kind of need to see if this area is going to hold. I haven't really looked at my trading view yet to see where the opening and closes were. All right, so we are at the I want to say if you can stay below the New York low here at the 34s, we could look for a short, and maybe we run those New York lunch times down at 614, even though it's a long ways down. But hey, never know. We got the Black Swan event last night, so there's no reason why we can't get it tonight. So what's up, man? Oh yeah, we traded a lot in the New York session today, man. We probably over traded our eval today because I had to start a new eval since we lost that one last night. So yeah, we traded fundeds. We traded like at least 4 or 5 different accounts. The only thing I didn't get to trade today was my elusive account. Yeah, it was a good day. Much better than the New York session. To me, the New York session is so much more easier just because you have that aggressive price action. That's just where, if you do that for so long, you feel kind of comfortable trading it. So I am going to consider a short here if we stay below the 38s and 40s. So what we're doing is we're trying to short outside of the EMAs here, or not the EMAs, but short outside of the New York PM close. I'm gonna put this up here because, oh, was that a swing? I hope that wasn't a swing. Let me bring this over here. Like I said, if I feel like we're going to find support above that level, we will close our entry. So what it is, we're trying to see if we stay outside of the 38s here. 38s is going to be my line in the sand here. Kind of what you would like for us to see is to trade basically all the way back down to 620s by the end of the night. Yeah, I think as far as my fundeds go, I think my best trade today, we were up $400 something on our fundeds today, or one of our fundeds. We didn't get as much as we wanted off one funded, but it is what it is. So we only got like $40 in our funded account today, the one that we're close to pay out. So now that puts us basically about $200 away from $1,000 payout. So we're still going in the right direction. I almost feel like that thing's like kind of in my head. I don't know if any of you guys get that way. Like when you get so close to payout, you just feel like you're trying so hard not to mess up. That's what it feels like. Where these other fundeds, I'm like, whatever. But it just seems like when it's that close to $1,000 payout, it starts getting in my head. And I hate that. Because you really need to be trading with like no worries. So because you gotta just have to have like, okay, I feel like my setup's gonna work. So what about yourself? Did you trade today, or are you over in England? You said merch. Ireland. Okay. I remember you saying something about your time being off. I remember so I knew you said your time was way off and you had to get to bed. At least I think that was you from last night. Sometimes that's kind of what I like to do on my fundeds merch is I cycle through my fundeds. So I traded like 3 or 4 different funded accounts today looking for, those $100 trades. So that's basically what I do myself. Now a eval, we will throw down on an eval pretty aggressively. the good old dirty eval. We'll just overtrade it like crazy. Right now evals are 90% off with Apex and Bulanox. So we'll definitely be picking up some more Apex because we're trying to build up I'm trying to get to 10 funded accounts with Bulanox is where I want to get to. I want to have like those 7 or 8 accounts sitting in the back burner. Oh, you use your own money? Yeah, see, I don't use my own money. I mean, it's still my own money. I mean, I still have to pay for the funded account. But right now, this account right here that we're about to get to, can you believe that thing just wigged me? Oh, don't let it be one of those nights. I mean, I'm talking about I probably came from a quarter point. Dirty. I wasn't even paying attention, man. I thought I was gonna get those first 2 contracts, and it must have literally hit the 710s. But that's okay. I think we get a 700 touch here. So with this account here, what is it? It costs me $148 to fund and $15 or $19 for the eval. So about $170 total invested in this one account. And so basically what it is, your buffer zone is at $2,600. So I'm already above the buffer zone of that $2,600. And so what I have to do is get to $3,600 to take $1,000 payout. And then you can repeat that over and over and over. I want to say after the 3rd or 4th withdrawal, if you get to that far, you can take the whole amount off. So like on my 3rd or 4th withdrawal, I could take the whole $3,600 if you like to. So every prop firm does it a little different. No, they just have max withdrawals. You can get as much as you want in it and take it out. The $1,000 just is the minimum takeout on that. Who am I trading with? What do you mean like trading with? Maybe I don't understand that question, Viper. Sorry. Oh, firms. I'm using 3 different firms for mostly. All my fundeds are with Apex and Bulanox, and my evals are with Elusive because I just started recently using Elusive account, but I just started using them last week, so we haven't really passed an account yet. I was trying to trade gold with it, and I missed multiple setups tonight on the gold setups. So here's the setups I missed on the gold. So you're playing swings on the gold. So this would have been your entry right here. So you got a low. I mean, you got a higher low, a low, a higher low. So you want to have this 3rd candle as your entry. So your entry would have been at the bottom of this candle. And looking for 5 points. Look at that. Wicked in. Chapow. Man, that thing's went to the moon. And unfortunately, this one happened at the opening, so that was just too close here to do at the opening. And it looks like you could have even maybe took the swing, but I'm not sure. All right, let me look at your question real quick. It says, okay, I use a laptop, but use top one now. See, top one has a straight to funded. If you can trade it, can you skip the evals? So, oh, you're using a top step straight to funded. Oh, okay. So I've never used those. I didn't use top step back in the day. I'm not sure. I know several prop firms has straight to fundeds. I'm just not sure which ones. I don't ever do the straight to fundeds. I know Take Profit Trader has those. I'm not sure about elusive. I don't think Bulinox has a straight to funded. But I mean, if you're spending that much money on straight to funded, you might as well just full port the evals like during a news event. Why they're 90% off. Oh, top one trader. I'm sorry. Okay, I missed that. Every time I see top, I always think of just Top Step. Sorry about that. It's just a habit. Okay. Okay, top one. Okay. Yeah, see, I've never used those guys. I've never even heard of them. How much are their straight to fundeds, Bifer? Yeah, I mean, you can always full port those. That's actually not a bad price. $280 for 100K, man. That's really fairly cheap. Most of the other prop firms that I know of are probably charging what, 300-400, at least $400 to $500. So that's pretty good. How much do you got to make to get a payout with that 100K? Do you got to make like $6,000 or $9,000? What's the threshold that you have to get to? 5K? Okay. Bulinox doesn't really have any strict rules, merch. Okay, so that one has a 15%. Now, some of those others like Take Profit and Elusive, they don't have no consistency rules. You can make as much money as you want once you're funded. I mean, you can just, I mean, if you want to slap your account down there and go balls to the wall, I mean, goodness. I'm sorry, Hims. What's the purple bars? Which purple bars? Are you talking about this one right here? Oh, let me see. Oh, on the gold chart. Uh-oh. Am I long in gold, not realizing it? I got to close that. Did I just... Oh, I might have longed in gold too and didn't realize it. Wow. I forgot that you can do that. We had to close that. Oh, those are inside bars. I used to trade the inside bar on the 5 minutes on the NQ. I've gotten away from it, but it used to work really well. It had a very good high win percentage. Let's see. Let me put it on my charts and I can show you. Just got to find it here. So what you want to do is take the first inside bar after we open. So the inside bar, this should be your first inside bar right here. All right, so you would have been long. You would have been short right here at 750. And that's a big stop loss, so you do have to consider that. This is the 5-minute time frame Viper, and it went down 100 points. So you would have had a 100-point inside bar winner this morning. So this is called the inside bar 5-minute setup. So like I said, I used to take it almost every day, and I've kind of gotten away from it. But maybe tomorrow we'll start looking for it. It's a very simple mechanical trade if you like mechanical trades. Very, very simple. And you don't really have to have that. I only have that one just because it's easier. Okay, so you use the 15 and 5-minute for planning and the 3-minute for execution. Woo, that could have been a big, big mistake there, guys. I'm glad you asked about that because I was short and long in gold. You said 100 ticks in 1 minute if being a designed and trying to scalp. I like scalping off the Rico candles, Viper. The Rico candles are my favorite one to scalp off of. I put in the Discord for anybody that wants to use the Rico candles for their 10-point scalping. And I explained how I take it for if anybody's interested. And I put who I got it from, who I got the setup from too. And he's the one he'll go over it a little bit more if you just look him up on YouTube. So I don't usually ever like bring over this chart here where I show you like all the stuff that I usually have as far as what I use to trade on my Rico candles. A lot of times I just show everybody like a bear chart. So basically what it is, you're just waiting for a trend. And this is what you see me scalping like my little 10-point wins all the time is. So this is actually what my charts look like whenever I'm scalping 10 minutes or the 10 points with runners. So basically what we're doing is you're waiting for all your EMAs and clouds all going the same direction, which they are. To me, the better moves is whenever you get that one wick into the 9, not necessarily the 4 or 5 candle pullback. So this is what I like to look for right here. See these little small candles? They change colors too. So they kind of pull back, bounce off that 9, then get short here. Every 3 candles is 10 points. As you can see, you could have took 10 points runner, 10 points runner. I wouldn't have taken that one because you don't take longs into the EMAs. This is another one that I like to take too. So basically after we're just, we've already kind of crossed over, then you kind of get a nice little trend going. And then I actually took one of these in the stream, but I didn't really show it. So basically you wait for that little wick just to pull back into the 9 EMA and just, drop the hammer as soon as this green prints. So as soon as that candle prints, we go long. This is what I'll be trading my evals off to the side that I'm like, hey, I'm trading my evals off Rico candles. And basically we're just scalping 10 points is what we're doing. And looking, because you're not going to get those big runners every single time, but I caught some quite a big runner. Yeah, they're Rico candles, not Z Rico candles or whatever you want to call them. I haven't got to the point where I trade my funded accounts with them, but we do trade evals with them at the moment. Yes. I always wait for the trend to start. Like I always make sure we're moving in a trend area. So what is it? We crossed over probably down here. You have to kind of just sit through the choppiness of the crossover. And then, you're going to bounce off the 21, the 50 a few times. And then you just want to wait till we just start going straight up. Sounds good, man. Thanks for hanging out for a little Viper. Good luck the rest of the night. Don't get caught in one of those black swan events like I did last night. I blew an eval last night, Viper. I got caught in what we call the black swan event. That thing sold off 200 points in the Asia market. It was nasty. There was no DCA back in that thing at all. And I tried to DCA back into it, and it was just like nothing. Nothing. I knew it was about to happen. That's what I said, man. This is my last add-in here at the 25. Oh, you saw that sell-off last night. Yeah, that was I don't even know where that came from. Every once in a blue moon, we get those 200 point sell-off in the Asian market, but they don't happen a lot. Yeah, it was just insane. Because most of the time you can get in a bad situation in the Asia market and get out. But it was nothing you can do. You just had to settle. Too bad it had to happen. Jerome Powell must have woke up to piss. Well, hell, he's kind of old. It's time for him to move on. How old is Jerome Powell? I'm kind of curious how old that guy is. He has to be up there in age. Let's see. Fed share. Let's see here. Jerome Powell's. I think we have a FOMC minutes this week or something like that. He's 73. So he's been around for a while as far as in the government goes. I know he's been Fed chair for quite a few years. I think he became Fed chair during the Obama term, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember what year, but I feel like it was in the Obama term when he became Fed chair. You would have to look that up. I'm not sure. No contracts. I had to close them. The reason I had to close it, remember I was, no, you said Trump hired him, Ponzi? Okay, I guess not. I was thinking Obama hired, oh. Yep, it was 2019. Oh, Janet Yellen. I remember that lady too. I haven't heard that name in a little while. Okay. So what is that? Almost 7 years? 9 years he's been in power? Possible nice short coming up on the ES from A60s area. Let's see. That is a little bit closer to that one short that I may even try that with you, because that 34 is my short bias back below that New York PM. Let's see here. All right. Lately, that just hasn't been working as well. Then I don't know. Is that a swing point though? Let's see. Up, down, up, down. Okay. So maybe, yeah. 34, 35 will be my line in the sand here. So back above 34, 35 will close the trade. I don't feel like getting caught in no like big like drawdown trade tonight, guys. How long was that Janet Yellen, the Fed speaker, Ponzi? Was she the speaker for a long time? So what we're trying to short here is we were in this short a little bit earlier, and basically what it is, we're trying to short off the bottom of this New York PM PM low. Oh, that's Scott Benson Rooker replaced her. Okay. I gotta say that's something I've never really kept up over the years, is about whoever the Fed chairperson. Shoot, I've always thought Jerome Powell was there forever. I didn't know he's only been there for 9 years. Uh, we're already up over $100 this evening, so definitely a lot better than last night. So, I mean, that's usually what we try to make on our eval. I don't even know. Heck, trust me, Merch. Before I even started trading, I had no clue myself. I only know Jerome Powell's name because if I look at the news, it's always like Jerome Powell was speaking. That is about it for me. Until I started getting into trading, I didn't know anything about the Fed speaker. So And if I didn't know he had any kind of like, you know, outlook on what the market's going to do, like when he's talking, yeah, I wouldn't even care. Yours is a Kristen. Okay, see, I've never heard of that name. Chris tells the real deal. Someday. Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of that. I feel like I've heard of that name, the Alan Greenspan, but I couldn't tell you what he looked like. I just feel like I've heard that name somewhere, but I don't know when and where. But, you know, anything, you know, people probably talk about financial stuff. Maybe they've mentioned his name before. One contract on. Oh, yeah. There's always those inside jokes about Powell. Like, oh, Powell moved, the market went up. What's up, Outer? How are you doing this evening? How did you fare today? He looks like a Mr. Magoo. If you remember that. Yeah, I remember Mr. Magoo. That's pretty funny, Honestly, it looks like Mr. Magoo. Long setup. Let's see. 697. Hey, I'd be happy just getting a trade down to 697. My goal was to stay green tonight, guys. We're not going to get tonight. I will close my trade. I will not sit through no drawdown like I did last night. I don't ever do that in the Asia market. I thought like, okay, we always recover the Asia market. And last night was like a no. So we will not do that again tonight. So tonight I will take my loss if I get caught in any kind of like bad setup where it's just dumping on me. I'll just take my loss and move on to tomorrow. We ain't gonna do that again. Oh, goodness. We had 3 big classes. But trying to find some kind of music. No, like I said, Merch, the only reason why we even trade the Asia market is because it's really the only place I can build my YouTube channel. If I had the same kind of luck, like finding subscribers in the New York session, I would just trade New York session. But it's so hard to build your YouTube channel in the New York session because the market is so saturated in the morning time between prop firms streaming, and you got all these big streamers have been streaming forever, which I understand. They've been around a lot longer than I have, so it just makes it harder to build your channel. So like this whole year until I started streaming the evening time, Like I was stuck at like 800 subscribers for like almost a whole year. I felt like. Yeah, I've been streaming for almost 2 years. And I've had my fair share of bumps and bruises. I mean, like any other. And that's because I started streaming early in my trading journey. So I didn't really have that like trading kind of like that trading style actually there yet. Because, for anybody that's been in trading, it takes a few years to get to that point. Because, some people are always like, man, it doesn't bother you that you're in the red or like now it's kind of like if I'm in a red, I'm just like, crap. Like, what is it? A few months ago, it took me forever to get that to like that on my funded accounts because I used to be real nervous about trading fundeds. That's kind of what I was talking about. Like I felt like I was getting that feeling back with my fundeds because I'm so close to that payout. And it seems like anytime you get that close to payout, you get, I don't know, you get that feeling you're trying not to mess up or you're not trying to jack your account up. So it sucks. Or, I'm trying not to do that where you hear a lot of people get so close to payout and they end up blowing up their funded account. There's probably no telling. And I know I've done that. I did this to one of my Beulah Knox's a few months back. I was within like $500 of $1,000 payout and we had a tilt day, man. Like, I don't know why. It just happened. So that's what I'm trying not to don't want to have that again. Yeah. It sucks, man. You put all that hard work in because you got to think, dude, I made $3,000 and I lost it all. So it sucked. And it wasn't like I lost $3,000, but it was $3,000 that I'd made that should have been my money. That's what sucked. Yeah, that's the part that sucks. It's just like this account. I've grinded it up to what $3,400, and like I'd be like so mad if I lost this, being only $200 away to start taking this money out. And I know in like 2 or 3, if I'm able to make sure I don't have any more mess ups and just keep repeating that thousand, because now you only got to make $1,000 in the account to get to the next payout. So you've already got that threshold. So after I get this next 1,000, you just got to keep just repeating that $1,000 over and over. And like I said, eventually, if you want to take the whole $3,600 or $4,000 out, you can. And that's if you get to that, I guess, that level. Ugh, I tried to listen to some Limp Bizkit. I couldn't find no songs. I was trying to find some kind of music to listen to. Yeah, no doubt, man. It is definitely tough. So tomorrow, my goal is going to be make hopefully that 50 to 100 bucks. YouTube scene outage? Huh. I don't know. I mean, YouTube's working fine on my end, outer, because I'm looking for just music videos to listen to. It's a Wednesday. Wednesdays may be a little bit slower. Let's see. Woo, got a little bump there. Like I said, I will hold this up to 35, 36 area. That is the, what do you want to call it? My line in the sand for the Bulls Bears is at the 34. At least for my entry, it is. Oh, dude, if you're just shorting the ES, that's pretty good. If you can get those 2 to 4 ticks on the ES. Wow, that's not bad at all. That's pretty good. Only 6 ticks. That's only like what, a point and a half. So you said when I trade the ES, I do simples of trades like the VIX is high. Ticks move low. Prices short. Pull back to the 21. So you're pretty much shorting off the 21 EMA every time? Or the 21 EMA? Interesting. Yeah, I like those easy strategies. It's crazy like how much money you can make off like the most easiest strategies instead of just trying to like keep it from getting too complicated. If the VIX is high, you have an 80% high probable win rate off the 21. Okay. See, I think I had that VIX on there last night. I didn't even think I looked at it last night or this morning. I used to hold losers too long. Yeah, every now, like last night, I don't do that too much. Last night was just one of those events where I'm like, I just didn't think we were going to keep selling that far down. But we wouldn't do that on a funded account. If we ever do stuff like that, that silly stuff like that, it's on a eval. I don't know, man. Last night, I went against my. That's weird that you're having issues like that, Outer. I'm not having no issues. Yeah, I think I have that in my Discord. If I'm not mistaken, merch. Let's see. You said trading in the zone. I feel like I have it here. Yep, right there by Mark Douglas, right? Yep, right. Yeah, you got Mark Douglas in there. You have a digital copy in there for anybody that wants it to read. It was done at 3:34 p.m. So if you're strolling up through there, well, never mind. I guess all these were done at the same time, so never mind. I have to take a look at that. Hold into our losers because we don't want to lose. Yeah, I can see that. All right, we're back to our line in the sand, which is at 34. That 34 is the New York PM session low. So right here. Actually, it's at 35. Yeah, usually in the evenings, this is like one of my short areas that we look for. All right, back to listening to some music. That's so weird. Okay, Outer, mine's doing the same thing, man. It wouldn't let. I tried to pull up some more content and it wouldn't let me do it. Let's see. Nope. Oh, maybe. There it is. Yeah, if I just specifically type in stuff, it lets me. Yeah. If I search for something, it'll let me do it. Just whatever. Mostly I like alternative music. Like I don't really have a specific set of music that I listen to. So the music that's playing right now was what would be Allison in Chain Nutshell. And this is the video. I also like their live version on that MTV Unplugged. Yeah, it sucks that a lot of those rock star people get caught up so heavy in drugs and stuff and end up having a short life. There's so many of them that's happened to over the years. Yeah, only if they got into trading. Oh goodness. Yeah. Yeah, that what's up, Fish Lips? How's your evening been? Fish Lips, I put all that information on that oh yeah, this price action is horrible, Outer. I put all that information on those Rico candles in the Discord and what indicators we're using. Yes, let me put the link here in the chat. Yeah, usually I haven't been showing the actual setups on here online, but this is what the Rico candles look like here. So basically what I was kind of explaining earlier. So basically you're just waiting for all your EMAs cloud to all kind of get going in the same direction. The best one that I've seen is whether they cross over, if you can just wait for that one single candle. And if you notice, I like to trade it during the whole numbers. This thing pulled back. You see, it pulled up here to about the 65, 70. Then it pulled back into that 50. And then, this is where I said I've been trading it around whole numbers. And those are the areas that I like the best whenever we're scalping, is in between whole numbers. Which these work too, kind of where you get kind of far away from your 21 EMA and you get that 4 or 5 candle pullback. And your entry would have been here at 60? And what did it go up? Almost 30, 40 points before we had another pullback. So that would have been your 75 pullback there. So this would have been a good one that I like too. So this would have been one of my, like, okay, we're taking this because this is similar to like what you're taking with your whole numbers fish lips. So this one went from the 50 to the 800. You can see there's the 800. There's 40, whatever, 50, 40. You know what I'm saying? And here's the pullback to 75. And so I would have been long here. So just pretty much using your setup that you like to trade just with the Rico candles. So you would probably be like, hey man, I'm long from 55. Or 75. But with any strategy, it has to make sense, guys. You can't just be like, I don't just take every single trade. It kind of has to make sense. Outer, the price action was like this last night, dude, before we got that 200-point sell-off, man. So this is the same price action we were having last night. Then we just all of a sudden got like a 200-point sell-off. I know I haven't really sure which one of the evals I plan on adding fish lips. Either we're going to go with Bulinox. I almost want to full port a few fun evals for, do we have any news this week to full port some 50, some 90% offs? Let's see. Forex Factory. We do got FOMC minutes tomorrow, but I don't think that really moves the market though. Who was this Thursday? Unemployment claims for us Thursday morning. In PMI news and new home sales. So I might have a little bump. Maybe that's why it's so slow tonight. Fish Lips, are you having issues with your YouTube? I guess YouTube is not working correctly tonight. So yeah, I think it's having some issues because nothing really wants to pull up. It was okay whenever I like directly look up something. But whenever like if I was on my like YouTube page and I try to just go to content or say just whatever I usually look on YouTube, it'll say no content available. I don't think that was a swing because it didn't make a low. Right now, man, we're just been stuck here. Yeah. Yeah, they may be having some issues with it. Let me see if I seem like YouTube outages or something. If I put that in. Because I didn't know I was having issues until Outer said something and I tried to look at it and it wouldn't load. Yeah, 22 minutes ago, it says YouTube is down for more than like 250,000 in the US, but it seems like apparently there's other stuff that's going on, and this was in the last 15 minutes. Okay. I was wondering why it was kind of, oh, look at that nasty candle. See what happens when I look away? All right. If we get stopped out here, shoot, my long is not all the way up there till 63. Like I said, I'm not going to sit through a drawdown tonight. We'll just take our stop loss. It's almost like a 5-minute trend line break right here, honestly, guys. If you like to trade those trend line breaks. See, we could be pushing up to what, 61. That's kind of like your next super trend. Whew. Yeah, I'm gonna wait too, man. I'm not gonna be trying to do nothing crazy with this because my luck, if I try to jump in long with this thing would just go right back down. We got about 45 seconds left here. I'm not going to join it because I know that 61 level is my like super trend area. 45 seconds until Oh, then for the next 5-minute candle. Now we're down to about 1 second. So this is a new 5-minute candle. And a lot of wicks in this area, though. It depends on how many times. If it doesn't get up there within the second try, we'll take that off. I feel like it's going to probably hit the 57s. 61 is the bigger of the 60, maybe. Plus, you got the previous day close sitting right there at 70. So that'll be our line in the sand. A lot of big wicks. Yeah, I've heard that name Al Brooks before. I feel like, was that Fish Lips? Did you bring up Al Brooks before? I feel like Fish Lips was somebody that used to be in my lobby quite a bit, brought up Al Brooks. He called the price action loaded with big wicks. Barbed wire. Nice. Okay. I was trying to think who that was that brought up that. Man, what was his name? It's been a while since I've heard it. Methodical Man, I don't think is streaming tonight. Is Methodical Man streaming, guys? I think he said something about going to a baseball game tonight. Yeah. He's not. Yeah, I think he had a baseball game with his son tonight, if I'm not sure. Hymns. was so close. My favorite is Tom Hogron thing. Ooh, I like that. I like that type of move. Enter, move to break even, and hold, hold, hold. Oh yeah, I know what you mean by that. I do that sometimes where I go to break even quite a bit. Or a lot of times what I do is I like to get that 10 points. The reason behind that 10 points for me is because almost 10 points is super easy to get on the NQ, especially during the New York session. That way I can still have negative drawdown and still have a break-even trade. And this way I give myself for a runner and try to get that bigger trade. So, yeah, 10 points is almost a given sometimes. No, we're not in any position right now. I got stopped out on that short because I wasn't going to hold my position like we did last night, Helms. Tonight, we're just going to take our losses. Yeah, I'm looking for a short off of 60, 61 with a 10-point stop loss up at the previous day close at 70. Yeah, we don't want another Black Swan event. At least I don't want to be part of another Black Swan event, guys. So I will take my losses and move on. See, that's what kind of scares me, that we got so close and didn't hit that. If it only goes down a few more points, we'll stay in. But if it gets back down in the 40s, I don't know if I'll take that second hit. I got burned today doing that on the previous day close. That first one hit, and I knew it where it hit because it was the wicks. And so when we was like, all right, we'll hold it, and that next one, it just blasted. And so we are not going to do that again. Oh, excuse me. It makes sense. I witnessed the Black Swan event. Oh, are you talking about the one from 1987, Hims? Or the 2008 one? Oh, so close. So, guys, if it does go through our 60s here, next line of defense is going to be the previous day close. And if it breaks that previous day close, that'll be kind of it for me. And we may even try to add at the previous day close too. Dude, if this thing just barely goes up there and misses me by a few points. Because I know there's a lot going on right to the left of us. There's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5 or 6 down candles here. All right. Like I said, the next line of fence for me is going to be that 70 level. And that's where we'll add. May even go to break even. Or close to it. We're trading MNQ hoodie. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. We're trading MNQ, which is micros on the NQ. Yay! Look at that nice little 10-point banger. That could be the high right there, guys. We actually could be dumping from that location. But you know what? I was going to take my full $60 since we took a loss on that last setup there to the 10 points. Because I was trying to get back over $100, and that did push us back over to 110. So we're back over that $100 threshold. So what that is, that level there is a super trend level, which is based off the 1 hour time frame. So there's always nice resistance there, and you can look to the left and see pretty much all these candles to the left. So it was almost a nice little guaranteed 10 points there. Then I feel like you had the next level up is at that 70, that you may even be able to get another 10-point trade off this previous day close here. But I don't know. I don't usually take that one a lot at the nighttime, so. Are you trading tonight, Hootie? And that was just a 10-point trade. We weren't looking for anything more than 10 points on that. Oh, you're actually just looking at charts sitting in Home Depot? Nice. Heck yeah. It's pretty good. I'm pretty sure most of us are always looking at charts, man. I know it seems like I'm on the stream probably for like 6 hours a day total, but I swear I probably spend multiple hours before and after looking at charts. Like most of the time we're on charts like at 5, 6 o'clock my time in the morning, for no reason. I guess if you like staring at something, I like looking for patterns. I've been trying to figure out that 8 o'clock orb trade, but I haven't really had any luck with that. I know a couple guys shared that in our lobby one day, but I'm not really sure the right way to trade that, because it seems like a lot of people on TikTok was trading that. I don't know if it's a pullback because I haven't marked out. What's up, Marty? It says, would you take 1 million today or 5 million in 10 years? I don't know. I'd probably be a now person because I don't know what 10 years would bring me, especially, going to be turning 58 in 10 years because I'm 48. So or live off the interest. I think that's like what, $40,000-$50,000 in interest if you looked at 3 or 4%. Not quietly live off of it, but it's extra income, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I wish there was a way for most people to retire in their 50s. That way you got to enjoy some, to do whatever you want to do. Instead of waiting until 67, because hell, I want to say most men in the United States, they usually die between 72, 76. I mean, I think that's probably about the age of most of the people that has passed in my family. Most men usually pass in their 70s. So not all. There's quite a few lucky folks out there that get to live decent lives into their older age. Most of the time, it seems like it's women, though. Most of the time, it's the women who, there are some men, but it seems like most of you are like 80 and 90-year-olds are like women. Because my wife talks about that because sometimes she has, we have a hair salon business, and she gets a lot of like elder ladies, I'm talking like 80s and 90s, that are probably still driving. She's like, and they can barely see. And she's like, how do you even see over the steering wheel? Because they're just so small and short. They can barely. So it. Oof. I can't imagine. But I guess they get around. It says, I'm fixing to sign up and take a early payment at lower monthly. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, Ponzi. If you can make that work and get by, man, I would do it too. And actually, they done a research, like a little test between, taking your Social Security at 62, 67. Usually it takes the people who take it at 67, I want to say almost until they're 77, 78 to become like straight up even with the person that took it at 62 if they were on the same income bracket, because everybody's Social Security is a little different depending on how much money you pay in. What's up, Paco Trades? How are you doing tonight? Right now, we're just sitting on the sideline. We just took a little 10-point winner off of the 60 level. It says, yeah, it's kind of weird having to make that decision, except that I'm done. Got old. Oh. No, I haven't loaded up on Apex. I'm either going to do Apex or I'm going to continue loading up on my Bulanox fundeds because I've already got the max funded with Bulanox, which is 3. And until I get the threshold, I can't add. So, and it allows me to put those kind of like off to the side without paying anything. So I could pass, say, 8 more Bulanox fundeds and it won't cost me more than what it costs for the eval. So that's kind of what I think we're going to work on. I almost wish I could just like full port them and just be done with them. Man, this could be the leg here, guys. Is this just a lower high of the leg? So I'm kind of curious right here if we pull back down, say to the 30, 36 area to retest those lows of the Asian. That's what, I don't know. I don't really see the bear flag. I see a nice little bull flag set up here because, you know, here's your low, here's your new high. So if this pulls back in a 3 candle, 4 candle setup on the 5 minutes, this is usually an indicator of a possible pop up. And we're at this leg here. So this would be your next leg. Full port. Didn't quite get that 50%. That's the only thing I don't like about it. And you know, this nighttime loves the 50%. You just got to be patient and see if it's going to get down there. Like I said, we don't want to make any mistakes like we made last night. Oh, you took the short merch. What's up, Timothy? How are you doing tonight? A lot better tonight. We're up $110. You know, taking little 10-point winners here and there. Oh, I got caught in that big sell-off last night, Paco, and I tried to DCA back into it, and we blew our eval last night. we had the Tokyo Black Swan event last night, man. It was just like a 200-point sell-off. I mean, it wasn't really a Black Swan event. It was just making jokes, but just the fact that we sold off 200 points out of nowhere last night. So we were like grinding around, going back and forth, and dude, all of a sudden it was just a straight dump fest last night. It was this move here. Like we were in this area here, and all of a sudden, dude, it's just straight boner candle 100 point down to the downside. So there was nothing we could do about it, man. We're just in the moment. All we can do is just ride it out. And unfortunately, we didn't have enough drawdown because we were in a 50K. I mean, a 25K, and so it went quick. So, and I tried to DCA back into it. So we weren't going to have that same mistake tonight, guys. We made sure that most of our trades were like, okay, I like this setup. We're going to take it. Look for 10 points. Let's see here. There's a big upward wick here at the 40 level. I don't know if is that our kind of like our bounce spot here. No, I did not look up the Gear 40 or GER 40. Is that a stock or something? I think you mentioned that last night. Or is that the 40 index futures? Oh, it's the German index. I'm not sure if it'll let me. Here it is. Let me see if it'll let me. No, it won't. It won't let me look up anything on it. Like I tried to just pull it up, and unless there's only open at a certain time, it won't let me. No, it wouldn't let me. All right, we're almost back to that 50% here. Like I said, that 61.62 was a strong area. I almost wish I would have held it. Yeah, that's what we're doing, Paco. But on that last move, we took the 3 contracts off for 60 to kind of get us back over the $100. It usually works a lot better during the New York session because you got a lot more volume. So that one runner could turn into like 50, 60, 70 points. Pretty easy. So here's your 50% mark. You can see we got the reaction off the 50%. Man, it's like, is that the leg? Oh, okay. The German 40 is the DAX like the S&P is to the ES. Okay. I feel like that's going to be the swing here. How much time? We got a minute 40 seconds left on this candle. I think we're going to wait till this next 5-minute candle to print to see what happens. What do you mean the Europe is creating a unfair stock market soon? What are they doing different? Are they going to make it more volatile soon? Oh. Oh, yeah, that would be pretty wild if each, yeah. So what are they going to combine them all? I was wondering if that 50% was going to bounce. Look at that 50%. Man. Okay, so they want to unify it and combine them and make a major stock market. Okay. Oh, yeah, that would be pretty wild there. Oh, it's going to be called Europe 50, you think? Ooh, I wish this was like the New York, where it would just go instead of just grinding. I think I'm only going to risk the bottom of this wick. So this way, if it pulls back, we can just get a better entry. We're on the NQ or MNQ. Oh, what exchange is it on? Oh, you're asking Timothy question. Looks like we're going to take another stab at this 61.62 area here. Oh, nice. Who are you? Did you request your payout with, Paco? No, come on. It's a little bit more. Apex. Nice. Dude, if we can print above the 60 level, it is uptown tonight, guys. It is. If we can break this 60 level with some vengeance here, it's uptown all night. Going uptown. All right, here we are. Did I trade the PAs today early? I traded them during the first couple hours of the New York session. I didn't make as much as I wanted on my one. Like, we just hit that resistance again, guys, that 61.62 level. So this could pull all the way back again. The account that I have closest to payout right now is about $200 away. And it's with Bulanox. So we have about 200 and less than $20 to make. Because you have to make $3,600 with Bulanox. So a little bit more on the Bulanox. Dude, you might have been able to take another. So like I said, a lot of resistance at this 62 level. Remember, this is a higher time frame level based off a super trend. So you got to get through those 62s. If we print above those levels, we can be, like I said, uptown. So basically what it is you get to 3,600 for 1K payout, and then you just have to make another, You got to just make another $1,000 for another $1,000 payout. It allows you to keep that $2,600 buffer. Then I think after your third payout, you can request the whole thing if you want, Paco. So you can request that $3,600 or $4,000 after your third payout. Beautiful swing. Beautiful. So really, if you want to play this right, your stop loss needs to be here, guys. But I'm not doing that. I wish I'd have took this sooner. So if you ever notice that the PM session loves the 50%. Look. Look at this 50% pullback, guys. I mean, to the tick. Hit the 50, then just rip. Look how much we left a lot on the table on that too. So it'd have been nice to get this swing as low as we could. Like, I didn't really know if this was going to hold, but I thought about doing it at the 40 level, and I was like, no, we're not going to do it. So oh yeah, dude. That's the way I feel too, man. Like, take your money, even $500, $500. Shoot. They ain't don't leave no money. Don't be one of those people that run up your account to a high amount, then they don't want to pay you. So if you got 500, 1,000, or whatever you're allowed to take out, take it. I would do the same thing. So there's that previous day close. Remember, that was kind of like my next line of defense if my 60 failed earlier. All right, so we're up 172, 150 if this trade comes back and break us even. So not a bad night on the eval in the Asia market. So we kind of had to made up last night for that black swan event on the 25K. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I keep yawning, man. It's like what 9:30 or 8:30. No, it's only 8:30 here. But man, most of the days I'm up like at 4 o'clock in the morning. So my wife gets up at 4:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. So a lot of times I wake up because she's up moving around. Let's see. Da, da, da. Let's see. Where could we go? Good night, everywhere. Thanks, Hus. What's up, Hims? Have a good evening. We'll be back in the morning at 9 o'clock. I'm hoping I don't really have to enter any more trades. I'm hoping we can just hold this trade for the rest of the night. It's almost like if we pull fib on this whole move, like how far could we run up here? Let's see. We'll pull fib on it and see what we could get here. So if you pull fib on this whole leg, what is that? 800 is the 50%. Or actually, no, this leg already had its pullback, because that would be this pullback here, actually. So that already had its 50% pullback. So it'd actually be the next leg down here. We get to this previous day close, we should get a nice little push also here. Yeah, I heard that YouTube was down. You need to use a SD to measure where you might want to take your profit. Yeah, I don't really have a take profit area. I may just shoot for the 90s or the 800s up here. Right there where those gap fill-ins are at, actually. Oh, look, this 5-minute candle doesn't have a wick. So, and it seems like anytime you see a no wick on these 5-minute candles, it's almost like it has to come back here. So we'll just shoot for 85. So what I would like to do is have this push up to like the 75, then pull back down to retest this top of this wick, like the 60s to 55s, then maybe add. We might be able to add one more. Ask Methodical Man what SD stands for. Did he, shoot, I don't know if, I'm not sure if he's still up, because it's 10 o'clock where he's at, so I'm not sure. Not sure if he's up tonight. But I will definitely talk to him in the morning. I usually talk to him like every morning about 8:30. And 12:30 most days. Did we freeze? Oh, did we freeze? We're just stuck. This is that slow time of the market, guys. Anytime that we get up to like that 10 o'clock at night, it's like the market the volume just dies. So, excuse me. It's been a slow evening, so hopefully tomorrow night will be a little bit better. I didn't know when we started streaming, YouTube was having some issues, so I'm assuming a lot of people are having issues with YouTube tonight. So let's see if we get the pullback to here. So, or what we can do is also pull fib on this leg here and look for see if we can get a swing point. So 50% would be what, down to about the 52. Yes, this is a MNQ. It's the micros of the NASDAQ. So instead of $20 a point, it's $2 a point. Or if you're looking at ticks, it's The micros are 50 cents a tick, where the NASDAQ is what? $5 a tick. Yep. So, and that's because we're trading on fairly smaller accounts. So even though they say 25K or 50K, at the end of the day, they're only $3,000 accounts in drawdown and $1,500 in drawdown. And that amount in drawdown is nothing when you're using $20 a point. That you can literally burn up half of that in one bad trade of like 25, 30 point in drawdown. Then after that, you're frustrated. Then your time frame, we were trading off the 5-minute charts. And this entry was based on a pullback. So we had all this consolidation. So we just kind of pulled the low of the leg, made a new high or a higher low or whatever you want to call it. Not a newer high, but a higher low, or not a higher high. I forgot the abbreviation for that it's called. But then we just pull fib, look for a 50% pullback, and we start looking for an entry. So here's your 50% pullback on this leg. And so we're going to do the same thing on this next leg to kind of see where we need to pull. Yeah, tonight we chose to be super careful with our entries because last night we blew an eval. Last night we got caught in that big sell-off last night. So we had an eval get wrecked last night. We hit drawdown so fast on it that I didn't even have, like, I got caught in that trade and it probably blew up within like less than a few minutes because most of the time, yeah, I prefer the New York session. I prefer the faster. So, unfortunately, we missed our setup this morning. We had a setup. It's a, it made that W shape. I just didn't take it. I don't remember why I didn't take it, but we didn't take it. So, this would have been my funded setup this morning, and we missed it yesterday too because we were already in a long going into it, and so we got stopped out. Then it sold off. So here's your high, here's your low, and here's your box. So this is what you're looking for in the morning. Make a high, make a low, pull back into your box. Which way it goes, you'd be short. So you would have been short from... You would have got entry here at about the 20, around the 20, as it came back through. And your stop loss would have had to been up here at about 50% of this leg. So you would have had about a 20-point stop loss. Or if you feel like just being on the safer side, you can have a 40-point stop loss. I try not to risk no more than like 20 points a trade when I'm trading. And then when I'm trading the New York session. But also in the Asia market, I'm just trying to make between $100 to $200. Yeah, I usually have a fairly tight stop loss. I mean, I do fairly well with it. Most of my entries are just super tight. So a lot of times I do like backdoor entries. So I won't take the entry head on, or I won't enter. I always wait to 5-minute candles to print. So I always know what my stop loss needs to be when I enter trades. Let's see. What would have been if I was trading off a 5-minute? So I can't remember what entries we took this morning because we took so many freaking entries this morning. But like I said, I always wait for 5-minute candles to print. And so that's the reason why a lot of times I pull fibs on a lot of, yeah, the little backdoor action there. Yeah. But anyways, I always pull fib on all my 5-minute candles. I'll usually wait if I'm trading funded. So when we're looking for entries most of the time. And so what we're doing is most times we're looking for a wick to pull back anywhere between 20 to 30%, but it looks like this one only pulled back 10 before it just continued ripping higher. And so I know with this pullback, my stop loss is going to be here. So I always use the bottom of the 5-minute candle as my stop loss. So what did this one rip up? Almost 190 points today. Now, I did buy midway down a breakout this morning because I took this one on the funded account this morning because this orange line was my short line. So this is something new that I've been watching lately. It's the midnight candle. If you guys notice, this midnight candle has been offering crazy trades lately. I've only started watching this for the last day. Look, this morning, look, what did we hit off of? Midnight candle, ripped all the way up. We hit the midnight candle again, pull back. Then this next candle was just like a waterfall through this thing. This is when we shorted though. We shorted right below the 600. When I saw it breaking the 600, we were all in on the short this morning. Then the pullback into the midnight candle again, another big short. So, and another big freaking bounce off the midnight candle. That is insane. It's just something that I saw somebody talk about one day, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch the midnight candle and see what it does. So we've only been watching it for the last 2 days. We really haven't taken any trades off of it yet. All right, we can pull fib on this leg here and see what kind of pullback we got for this leg. Almost a 50%, guys. So this may be the low of this leg here for us to continue higher here. I like when the nighttime gets in that nice like higher lows, and just kind of just get that nice trend line going, and it just holds. Kind of ride that non-EMA to the upside. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think our largest funded trade today was like 440 or 430. And that was on that big sell-off that I was talking about a minute ago. I forgot how many points we took out of it. It was at least 60 to 70 points short this morning on that trade. Unfortunately, it wasn't on the account that I needed it on because I need to make like $200 on this one more account. So I feel like that count's just going to be a straight grind. Man. What time is it? Almost 10 o'clock. Could be holding this thing for a while. You really got to stay above the 62s here for the longs to take effect. If we start losing those 62s, I'm not really sure what's going to happen, how deep of a pullback we're going to have. Because that's that trend line break. And I want to say it's also at your New York lunchtime high. from earlier today. So here's the low. Here's our high from lunchtime. Even though it did go higher, you kind of had that little space in between the lunch and the New York PM session. But I just go by whatever the indicator says. So then the next one up would be like that 816 area. I feel like before you run into some kind of resistance at 816. To me, this almost looks like a little bear flag setting up now. It's almost setting up a little bear flag. For anybody that likes to trade those breaks. Let's see. We'll put that where it's easier to see. You almost need to make one more leg though, because this would be, you want to see like 3 or 4 legs before it gets to break. Most of the times you don't usually see a break with just 2 legs, because you have your low. This is be your first leg pullback, your second leg pullback, and you want to see like another one. So this is why I think maybe we push up to the 75, 80s. Then maybe that third leg you may get the break, because you want to at least see 3 or 4. So I don't know how well that's to see there. I almost want to take off these freaking EMAs, man. They're in the way. So if we get stopped out here, guys, this will probably be the last trade of the night, because like I said, we're already up 150, 160 at the moment. And I don't want to take any more trades. I think we'll just keep the 160, 150 we have and move on to the morning time. I did have that 50% marked out. I don't remember where that was. Okay, here's the 50%. So is that 54? Whew, holy goodness. Like I said, guys, I think we're only going to stay on a few more minutes. We've been sitting in here staring at charts probably, since 5:30, 6 o'clock my time. I didn't take any gold trades tonight. I don't know if anybody else did. Let's see if we... I know I did miss one gold setup tonight, but it was only that one. So we really haven't had too many pullbacks. So let's see. That would have been a fairly weak pullback. So there's a pullback there, but it hadn't been tested. So we only had just 1 or 2 tonight. We haven't really had that many. All right, we're about to have a print of a new 4-hour candle. I think I'm going to just follow this swing up here. So top of the hour, a lot of times you'll get like a little burst here at the top of the hour. We're still battling those 62s. That was that 62 area that we took. And actually, look at the previous day close, man, guys. The previous day close would have paid 10 points too, but I didn't take it that second time. So we would have won that last entry at the 62, even if we had to hold it up to that previous day close, because the previous day close paid what, 17 points? For anybody that likes to take their little 10-point winners. I think I'm going to shoot for 75 instead of 80. Is there anybody else here in the entry or anybody else in a trade right now? Is there anybody short? Because, you know, like sometimes like everybody sees the market differently. So, and there's nothing wrong with that, because don't mean it doesn't work. But there's been plenty of times where I've been long and somebody else is short, vice versa. So I know a lot of people, you know, all traders look at the market a little different. So we're just going to shoot for 75 here and just see if we can get this 75 push. I figure like that's a kind of a nice little round whole number, and that's the way we can be done. I'm hoping that this new 1 hour candle here will give us the push that we need. We still got 2 minutes left on this 5-minute candle, so hopefully we still got plenty of time to push here. No, don't come back. My eyes are getting heavy. Boy, 15, 20 points in the Asia market sometimes just feels like a lifetime. Like you can be sitting here for like 2 hours just waiting to get 15, 20 points. I'm not going to lie. It takes some patience to trade in the Asia market, guys. So I think like maybe once a month, twice a month, maybe once a week, you might get that crazy movement. But most nights it's like this where we're just grinding. And that's why those big sell-offs like last night catch you off guard. So, yeah, some of those big sell-offs like that or a big move to the top side catch you off guard because you're not expecting it. Which level are you looking at? Sports? The line that we're about to run into, that's my previous day close, even though it's kind of iffy because there's multiple ways that you can do the previous day close, but I know most indicators use the closing number of the day and not necessarily the closing candle. This is the previous day open. Let's see what else we have on here. This big kind of like grayish looking box, that is the start of the 4-hour candle that we usually look at it in the morning time. I don't really use it at this time of the night because we're about to be done trading for the evening and we'll be back for the New York session. And these other little lines, they're just a basic EMA. So that would be your non-EMA, the gold. The red is the 21 and the white is the 50. They're just there for reference. We don't usually take trades off our EMAs or anything. They're just there for reference. Now, I do use EMAs a little bit differently on my Rico candles, but on these charts, I do not. Most of my entries here, like support and resistance, pull and fib, looking for a percentage-based type pullback. So then about the nighttime, like this Tokyo session, the Japan session, or Asia session, whatever you want to call it, this thing is notorious just for doing 50% pullbacks on higher lows with 50% over and over. It's insane how it's just the same type price action. So if you pull your fib from the bottom down there, pull it up to the top, that's your first leg here, 50%. Then the next leg you would pull from here to here. Let's see. What did it give us? 50% pull back to the tick, guys. I mean, I'm talking about right on it. Look at that. 50% rip. So definitely offered multiple entries there. So to play this right, your stop loss has to be right here. So if you get stopped out, you just get stopped out. And that swing is over and it starts over. And then you'll just have to wait for another setup. So then you'll want to wait for a new low, like a lower high or something. And then wait for the pullback for your next entry. Let's see, 9. Ooh, this thing looks like it's trucking down through there, isn't it? That'd be pretty wild for us to break this low. So let's see what happens. See if it holds. It's like, come on, candle. Know your place. So if we break that swing there, that means that you're probably going to get a pullback here. So this could break that, be like a little trend line break here. So if this breaks the 53s, so that I don't know how deep of a pullback you're going to have here. All right. We just made a new swing. All right, guys, like I said, that was going to be my last trade of tonight. We left like 20, 30 bucks on the table instead of that 170. We're just going to end up with 150. So, but that's okay. We had quite a few little 10-point trades. So it was a good lot better tonight than it was last night. After I took that loss last night, it was hard to continue trading. But we will be back for the New York session in the morning, guys. So thank you guys for watching, and everyone have a good evening. Good luck if you are staying up to trade the London session. But this is going to be it for me tonight. All right, we will see you guys in the morning. Thank